Hey guys, you are watching iTechShare, a channel to connect, discuss and share. In this episode, we are going to discuss about React components. In last episode, we have discussed about React folder structure. If you are watching this video for the first time, I would request you to check that video before investing your time in the current video. That will help you to connect it better. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for the notification before moving further. Components are the building blocks for any single page application. In modern web application, a single page is getting divided in multiple components and those are getting developed, tested separately before integrating inside the parent page. As you know, React promotes the SPA architecture and that's why React also follow the component-based development pattern. To start with, let's clean everything and start from the scratch. See here, I am just removing all except the skeleton of app function. Now let me put our first element inside this return statement. Let's run this. Yes, it's now coming on the browser. Let me now add the second element. So now I have added the second element. Let's see in the browser. Oh, it's giving some error. And see the error line. Okay, so this is the error you are getting, where it's mentioning that elements must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. In React, if you want to place multiple elements under function, that needs to be wrapped as a single container. An easiest way to resolve this to wrap this inside div. Let's do that now. Now it's working. Now let's format the code. As you are going to write more and more code, it will be difficult to maintain same without proper formatting. If you remember, we have installed one plugins like Prettier. Let's configure that now. To follow the steps that I am showing now. The two most important things in these settings that editor, format and save. You have to make this as enabled and your default formatter should be Prettier. Once you will do that, if you will save anything in your editor, it will automatically format the code. See here, the code is not properly formatted. So I am going to save these things and it will automatically do the magic. So far you have two elements and we are going good. Now just imagine that down the line there are too many elements and all of them just not like this simple H1 or paragraph types. So day by day your code will become messy. That's the reason we need to modularize the code in proper ways. We can do this through separate functions or move the things under a separate component. We'll discuss both. Let's first focus on the function-based modularization. By the by, we'll use shortcuts to create the skeleton which will help us in writing lesser code and correct code. If you remember, along with Prettier, we have also installed another extension called Simple React Snippets. You can visit my old video on installation to recollect the same. We'll use these shortcuts in our development. For example, SFC. This will provide you the skeleton for arrow function. Let's have a look. Create the function name as header. move the h1 element inside this header return statement, and we don't need to export it as we are exporting the parent, which is app. Do the same thing for other elements too. Now inside this app function return statement, mention these function names within open and close bracket. Yes, it will be working. Next level of upgradation should be placing all these elements inside multiple components. And let's have a look how that will work. So for that, just create one folder like components under SSC. Inside that components, go ahead and create one JS file called header.js. We'll first move everything from this header function to this header.js file. To have better understanding, just comment out this header function inside this app.js file. Now let's move to header.js. Here, just use shortcut FFC. For reference, go to install component simple react snippets to find out these shortcuts. So you are now getting that skeleton over there. Move everything from this header function inside this header.js. Again inside this return statement. Here we are returning this header thing. Export default header. Now move to this app.js. Uncomment this header section. Oh, and you are getting into some error message because this page is not now able to reference this header element as we have moved these things to a different page itself. Now we need to put the reference over here. How? Just import it. Import and then type the component name header, and it will be from this components that header. By default it will be coming. Now your page is working. Follow the same steps for the other two components like message details and message. You can have the file name as JS or JSX. For example, for message details, I kept that file extension as JSX. So once you'll follow these things for other two components, your page is done. And all the elements now move to under component sections. You are importing those components in your app.js, and then that's all. So I hope that you are enjoying this series. Please do subscribe, stay tuned, and provide your comments and likes. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience.